Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and as you can see right there in front of you, you have the body of a sauropod, and this is a very cool sauropod, and it is also a very cool Invicta figure, one of the probably most beautiful Invicta figures you'll ever see. This, as you can see, is too long to put in a frame. It is their Mamenchisaurus, and currently his head is totally drowned out by the light because it is a very light coloration for the body, which you can see right there. Very light coloration, so it's not playing well with the light here, kind of drowning the detail out of the face. So let's just go ahead and get a closer look at it, and you'll be able to see how beautiful this sculpt is up close. There's that beautiful face we couldn't see before. As you can see, the detailing of our Mamenchisaurus up here on its face is really nicely done. You've got some beautiful skin texture all over the dinosaur up here on the face. You have some really nice detailing there in the eye socket, as well as the ear right behind the eye socket area. The mouth is really nicely sculpted, and you can see he has almost a grumpy look on his face. Pretty much like all the Invicta figures usually do. They always have that very unhappy look to them because this figure kind of represented a time where dinosaurs were just always trying to murder each other, and they lived in a land full of volcanoes and swamps, so what could you really be happy about back then? But you can really see that the detailing and sculpt on the figure is fantastic. As you start to lead down the neck, and of course being a Mamenchisaurus, it is a very long neck, you could see some really nice kind of creasing in the skin and skin texture. And you can see just how beautiful and smooth the way that the neck turns is. It's really nicely sculpted as it comes up and twists so that the dinosaur is now looking behind it, giving it a very cool, very unique look to the sculpt overall, because you don't have any other Invicta figures that have this kind of looking back type of a position, or at least not that I can recall. I think the Mamenchisaurus is the only one, and with a neck this long, it's a very good pose for this dinosaur to be in. Again, coming down the neck, you continue to see that really nice creasing and detailing in the skin of the neck, and as I stated, that neck is very long because it's a Mamenchisaurus. Look at that neck. Very, very long neck. It's hard to get it in the frame this way. You have to kind of turn it a little bit just so you can see how incredibly long that dinosaur neck is. Then once you get down here into the body, you can make out the shoulder blade here, and you can see in general the skin texture kind of takes on that very large animal feel to it because it just looks like it would be a gigantic animal, which it in fact was. And you can see kind of creasing in the skin and everything all over the place. As you move down here into the front legs, you can see lots of skin detail, lots of skin kind of bunching up and skin folding and everything going on. Lots of really nice creases as we move down the leg into the foot, and the foot looks really good, beautifully sculpted out nails, really nicely done for its time. Coming back up into the stomach region, you continue to see that really nice skin wrinkling going on, that really nice kind of skin creasing throughout the body, and it looks really beautiful. And if you get close, you can really see, if my camera would focus on it, there you go, you can really see just how incredible the actual skin texture is. You don't really see it too well from far away because the kind of brighter color drowns it out a little bit, but you can see up close that the actual skin detail is just off the charts on this Mamenchisaurus, because once you take it to about here, it kind of looks like it's muted out almost a little bit, just because of the way that the light kind of shines the detail away. But then once you get it up nice and close there, you can really see just how incredible that skin texture truly is. Coming up here into the hip area, you can see the hip bone elaborated there from the body. Really nice creasing again in the skin as we move down this leg. You can kind of see the skin bunching up there as this leg is pushing into the body, and in fact on both sides, because both legs are pushing the skin together, kind of bunching that up. You can almost sort of make out the kneecap there coming down into the foot. Really nice foot sculpt, beautifully sculpted nails, lots of really nice skin creasing the whole way down, and you can again see almost the structure of the bones of the leg right there. Coming back up into the body, we run out the length of the tail, and it continues to have lots of creasing in the skin, but really beautiful skin texture overall. And being a Mamenchisaurus, the tail isn't all that long, not near as long as that really long neck, but I think it looks beautiful in both areas. And then looking at the opposing side of the head, again, just like the previous side, you can kind of see that somewhat grumpy look with the beautiful sculpt and detail that is included. You can make out the ear, I think, a little better on this side than you could on the previous side, but the sculpt looks great on this side of the head as well. Moving down the neck, we have again that same look of the twist in the neck, which is really beautifully represented here, as well as really nice skin texture the entire way down all that beautiful skin creasing as we move down here into the body. And you can see as you get to the base of the neck, that kind of creasing really picks up and it looks very, very nice. Nice shoulder blade once again right there. As we move down the leg, you can really see the kind of muscles tensing on this side of the leg as this leg plants itself into the ground. This leg over here would probably be about to lift up. This leg is actually planting into the ground currently, and that is why you really see the muscles and the leg really tensed and flexing over here as it is supporting the weight of this gigantic animal. So that is really nice. Attention to detail on the part of Invicta. Down here we have the really nice foot sculpt once again, beautifully sculpted nails. As we move back up here into the body, you have that same look over here as far as the really nice skin texture and creasing and everything all throughout the stomach region, but you have the skin stretching here as opposed to bunching up because now both legs are further apart as it is walking along. You can take note to the hip bone again over here. Beautiful creasing as we go down the leg on this side, really fantastic looking for sure. Beautiful detail the whole way down. As we get to the foot sculpt, we have the really nicely sculpted out nails on this foot as well. And then we come back up here into the tail. You can kind of see some skin creasing here as this leg is pushing back here, bunching the skin up right there by the tail. And you can run out the length of that very nice Mamenchisaurus tail. The underside also sports some pretty nice detailing, but nothing really over the top. The undersides of the Invicta figures are never really the best areas, but I think it looks good, and they do include some sculpt and detail. And you can also see kind of like the chest muscles right here. But overall, absolutely awesome. Old school vintage Mamenchisaurus by Invicta. As far as a size goes, and a length honestly is going to be pretty much impossible due to this neck being up so tall and kind of looking back, wondering what's going on behind it. But if we just go like this for a length, you are looking at about a foot, a little over actually, like 12¼ inches, or about 32 centimeters, somewhere in that range. Yeah, 31, 32 centimeters, somewhere around there. It's a very big Invicta figure, that's for sure. The height is probably going to be quite impressive as well, as we do have this coming in at right around the 10-inch range, maybe 10¼ inches, or about 26 centimeters. So again, a very big Invicta figure. And for a size comparison to show you that, there are our usual culprits, the Papo T-Rex, the Attack Pack Colovosaurus, and Robert Muldoon, next to our very nice looking Mamenchisaurus. And you can see that next to these figures, it is really quite a sizable figure, especially the Papo Rex, which is a pretty big figure. And you can see just how much taller the Invicta Mamenchisaurus is next to that Papo Rex. It's a really nicely sized figure. Definitely one of the bigger Invicta figures, that is for sure. So this Invicta Mamenchisaurus is absolutely beautiful. As usual, when it comes to the Invicta line, they never cease to amaze me or impress me with just how much incredible sculpt and detail they crammed into their figures for their time. I almost wish the Invicta line would come back and re-release these figures, and even newer figures, but re-release these classic figures and give them very nice detailed paint schemes, because honestly, they would look amazing with these paint schemes kind of looking more realistic as opposed to this one solid tone of color, which of course is kind of like the trademark of Invictus, so I do really quite like that one solid tone look, but I would again like to also see them with paint on them. And I don't have doubles of every Invicta figure. I do intend on repainting quite a bit of the ones that I do have doubles of, but I don't know if I have a double of this Mamenchisaurus. I actually think I might, but regardless, I definitely want to get some of these figures repainted and take a look at them once they have real nice paint on them. But that's of course keeping the original as well, because I love the originals. I love the Invicta line overall. It's just awesome the way that they're sculpted. Again, for their time, they are just way ahead of their time as far as the amount of detail and sculpt they cram into their figures. And this Mamenchisaurus overall is just absolutely gorgeous. Not only is the sculpt and detail incredible, and like you probably had a good chance to see when I got nice and close, you could see just how incredible the actual skin texture is up close, but just the overall appearance of the figure is very striking, very beautiful and majestic looking, with it just kind of walking along and that very long neck just kind of up, looking back behind it, wondering what's going on. Really nice sculpt, really kind of bringing out the beauty of Mamenchisaurus and just kind of putting it on display for all to see. And I think that the Invicta line has done a tremendous job as far as not only the detailing of this figure, but just in general showing the pure beauty of this wonderful sauropod. So if you would like to pick this up, I will do my best to include a link in the description for you to do just that. So make sure you check down in the description. I will try to find one of these for sale on eBay. Again, they are quite long discontinued, so they're not very easy to come by anymore, but I will hopefully be able to find a link somewhere for you to pick this up if you would like to. And trust me, I definitely recommend anybody that is interested in any of these Invicta figures to do just that, because they truly are magnificent. You kind of have to get them in hand to really be able to appreciate just how beautiful they are. So again, check the description. Make sure you pick up this awesome Mamenchisaurus from the Invicta line, and make sure you also like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.